When did you flip the script at work? My boss made me clock out every time I went to get water. She said drinking water during work hours was theft of company time. I had to badge out, walk to the break room, badge back in. The whole thing took 5 minutes and she tracked every second. It started when I got hired at this call center downtown. The pay was decent for entry-level work, and I needed something fast after graduating college. Gambalonda, my pay
Was decent for entry-level work, and I needed something fast after graduating college.
My supervisor Janet seemed normal during the interview, talking about team goals and customer satisfaction. My first week went smoothly until Tuesday afternoon when I got really thirsty during a long customer call. I quickly muted my headset and reached for my water bottle on my desk. Janet appeared out of nowhere like some kind of hydration ninja. "Excuse me, you need to clock out for personal time," she said, tapping her clipboard. I thought she was making some weird joke. The customer was still on hold waiting for me to help with their account issue. "I'm sorry, what?" I whispered, pointing at my headset. "Company policy," Janet said louder, waving some laminated sheet in my face. "Any non-work activity requires clocking out. That includes personal hydration breaks." So I had to put my confused customer on hold again, walk to the time clock, badge out, walk 20 feet to the break room water cooler, fill my bottle, walk back to my desk, and badge back in. By the time I got back to my call, the customer had hung up. Janet marked it as a lost sale on my performance sheet. I asked my coworker Mike about it during lunch break. "Oh yeah, she's completely insane about this stuff," he said, unwrapping his sandwich. "Last week she made Sarah clock out to blow her nose during allergy season. Said using tissues wasn't work-related activity." Mike lowered his voice and glanced around the break room. Jenny from the morning shift got written up for drinking coffee while helping a customer. Janet said caffeine consumption was personal enrichment on company time. "Jenny's been here 3 years and never had any issues before. Has anyone complained to HR?" I asked. Mike shook his head. "Janet handles all our performance reviews. People are scared to rock the boat. Plus she's buddies with the HR manager. They go to lunch together every Friday." I decided to watch Janet carefully for the next week. She kept a large Starbucks coffee on her desk that she sipped constantly throughout the day. She had a drawer full of snacks that she munched on between calls. I even caught her doing online shopping during work hours, browsing through clothing websites while we were supposed to be taking customer calls. But the moment any of us touched our water bottles, sneezed, or even adjusted our chairs too much, Janet would swoop in with her clipboard and her stupid company policy speech. That's when I had my brilliant idea. I started documenting everything Janet did during work hours. Every coffee sip, every personal phone call, every time she checked Facebook or Instagram on her computer. I used my phone to discreetly timestamp everything she did. I also started tracking how much productivity we lost because of her ridiculous water break policy. Customers hanging up while we clocked out, calls getting transferred to other departments, sales being lost because we couldn't stay focused while dehydrated. After 2 weeks, I had documented 47 separate instances of Janet doing personal activities while on the clock. I calculated that she spent approximately 3 hours per day on non-work related stuff. Meanwhile, she was writing us up for drinking water and taking allergy medication. I printed everything out in a neat folder with timestamps and screenshots. Then I walked straight to the HR department on the 3rd floor. "I need to report serious time theft and policy violations," I told the HR assistant, trying to sound professional. I laid out my entire documentation showing Janet's personal activities versus the insane water break policy she was enforcing on our team. I showed them the lost sales numbers and customer complaints that resulted from her micromanagement. The HR assistant's eyes got wider as she flipped through my evidence. "Wow, this is really thorough. I'll make sure this gets to the right people immediately." HR called Janet in for a meeting that same afternoon. They asked her to explain why she was shopping online for 45 minutes Tuesday morning while making her team clock out to drink water. They also wanted to know about the personal phone calls and social media usage I had documented. Janet tried to claim that management had different rules and that supervisors were allowed more flexibility, but HR wasn't buying it. They pulled her computer activity logs and discovered she had been doing personal stuff for months while being a tyrant about our basic human needs. The next morning, Janet's desk was empty. Our new temporary supervisor's first announcement was that staying properly hydrated was not only allowed but strongly encouraged for optimal performance.